What does coffee processing mean? Coffee processing refers to the way that a seed is removed from a coffee cherry. Like any other pitted fruit, coffee cherries have a seed, the pulp, the mucilage around the seeds, and a protective skin. There are various methods to remove the seed from the cherry, and these methods affect the seed's flavor as it gets roasted and turned into a coffee bean. These flavors stick around till the final brew. There are 4 different ways to process coffee, all of which change the sweetness, body, and acidity of brewed coffee. These methods are called natural process, wash process, and wet hulled process. Natural processing involves sorting, drying, fermentation, and depulping. Sorting is pickers pluck the cherries from coffee plant by hand and sort for the ripe ones. Drying. Drying. Coffee cherries are dried with the seed inside on drying beds. Fermentation. The cherries ferment over 3 to 6 weeks as producers rake or rotate them to prevent spoiling. Pulping. Machines remove the seeds from these coffee cherries, and these seeds are what become the coffee bean. Wash processing involves sorting, depulping, washing, and drying. Sorting. Pick coffee cherries are sorted by size and density using water. Machines remove the outer skin and pulp of the coffee cherry, but mucilage is still left on the seeds. Washing. The seeds are washed off the leftover mucilage on them before then dry. Drying. The coffee seeds are dried into the sun on drying beds. Wet hulled processing. It involves sorting, depulping, fermentation, hulling, and drying. Wet hulled coffee. Not to be confused with wash or wet processed. Can also called semi-wash coffee. During this processing method, the pulping machine removes the seeds from the cherries. However, rather than move to drying beds, the cherries get stored in plastic tanks. The mucilage also remains on the seeds, and much moisture is retained. At this point, the mucilage that encapsulate the seeds. They, they then go through a process called hulling to remove it, along with parchment. Parchment is a dry flakes covering a bean that surrounds the seeds and laid out to dry afterwards. This method is common in Indonesia, for its humid climate can make the drying conditions difficult. Wet hulled allows for more efficient and speedy processing, as the drying times is half of the other processes. Wet hulled allows for more efficient and speedy processing, as the drying time is half of the other processes. The taste of a wet hulled coffee is also heavy-bodied thanks to the dried mucilage, but it also chocolatey, savory, and not perfect for a blended roast. Yun lang.